Hi guys, long time no see. I think it's been about at least 6 months since I last posted a video. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, I'm Onyinye. I'm a fiber artist. I just kind of took the time to think about what it was that I wanted to post on here, what my goal was for, posting videos on here, because I post on other platforms as well. And yeah, it was really nice to have that time away, and there was just also a lot of life things going on, which I'll update you on right now. Today I wanted to show you guys one of the many projects that I've been working on my time away. So first off is this sun jumper that I made. I hand knit it. We also have the moon version. First up, life updates. I'll make it quick. You may have noticed you've got a completely different background to in my old videos, and that's because Rachel and I moved into our own place. I'm really happy about it. Second life update, when I was posting videos before, I hadn't actually, have I started knitting? I can't even remember. I'm terrible with timelines, but yeah, I knit. I made a lot of things that I'm really proud of, and I knit more now than I even crochet, and I've been crocheting for like 7 years maybe. I absolutely love knitting, and I have so many cool ideas of things I wanted to make. I'll put some of the stuff that I've made so far up. Third life update is I'm on testosterone. Very exciting. What do I even say about it? I've been on testosterone for 6 months, so I'm really happy. I also started my top surgery fundraising, which was something that I put off for so long, and that, yeah, I'm not very good at asking for help. So it was a big decision for me, but a lot of amazing people have donated already. If you want to help support, I'll put the link as well. But yeah, I started fundraising for top surgery. I'm hoping to get it done within the next year. So really exciting stuff. Final update, there's probably other ones that I've forgotten, but who cares, is Rachel and I have a cat. His name's Simba. He's 1.5 years old. Yeah, he's such a good boy. Aren't you, Simba? And he smells so nice. He's very cute. He's very fluffy. Look at his tail. He's got a really swishy tail. And he wags it a lot. He wants to get down now. You want to go back to sleep? I think that's everything I need to update you guys on the last year or so. So let's actually get to what I want to talk about today, which is the art that I made. So like I said, oh, you can see something that I just finished as well, hanging up for pictures. But like I said, they are a pair of jumpers that I hand knit. Each one has over 100,000 stitches. So this is my, I think my most time consuming project yet. I did them over 6 months time. So it was a lot. And as you'll see, the journey was not easy. First off, let me show you what they look like. Each jumper is called You Complete Me, and it's reversible, so this can be the front or the back. So we have the sun and moon with You Complete Me, and the designs are all things that I designed. So, and then on the other side of this one we have the moon. The sun version, we have again the same You Complete Me design. And then on the other side we have the sun. I really can't decide which one is my favourite because I love them both so much. I feel like I like them both for different reasons. I really love this moon design, but then I also love the sun design. I just can't pick basically. But yeah, they're matching jumpers. Now let's get on to how I made them. I have something that I'm working on here. So the jumper that I'm making is the very first jumper that I ever knit for myself. It's got so many mistakes, so many things. Obviously, it was the first thing I ever made. So I'm pretty sure there's just a section of just twisted stitches and yeah. But I really love it. And I like the design of it. I like the sleeves. It's like 3/4. So I'm making another version of it for myself, but with wool and mohair yarn. That's what I'm going to be working on while I talk to you guys today. So I first started knitting I think November 2022. So today's the 14th of December, so last year. I made some wrist warmers for Rachel, and I think I made 2 pairs of wrist warmers for myself. So just like simple rectangles that you just seam together. Pretty good first project, I feel like. And then in January, again this year, I made this jumper that I'm wearing now. That was my first like big project. So I had a few projects that I'd done before I started knitting this, but I hadn't been knitting for that long. I cast on these jumpers on the 24th of March, and by that point I had made this jumper in terms of clothing. I made this jumper, I'd made Rachel a cropped cream jumper, I had started this mohair jumper for myself, and then I'd also made a couple of vests, and the vests were the only things I'd done in terms of colour work projects. So it was quite a big jump for me to go from that to this really detailed, really difficult colour work project. And I don't know about anyone other knitters, but knitting, colour work in knitting is so difficult. I feel like colour work in crochet is, I don't find that hard, like I find it quite easy, but with knitting it was quite a big difference and quite hard, quite a lot harder. At that point I've been knitting for about 5 months. And I was really excited I had all these ideas for things I wanted to make, and so I was just really excited to get stuck in. The designs, I created them myself in Procreate. I'm not necessarily like a digital artist or anything, but I do like to like draw on there. So that was something that I did, and then I used Stitch Fiddle like to convert it into a knit pattern. No one asked me for tutorials on any of this stuff. This is not really meant to serve as any sort of tutorial, I'm sorry. There's tutorials out there, but this is more just me like sharing how the process of making stuff that I'm proud of. I was really excited, I got all the yarn and I got started. I was knitting it all the time. It uses, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colours. So at some points it was kind of not very easy for me to take it. So like knitting on the train and things like that. But when I could at home, I did it. I did take it on the train sometimes as well. I just carry a massive bag of yarn and all the different colours I needed, and I would just knit it all the time. So it was really good. It was going great, and it was something that I was really, really excited to see come into fruition. I was working on it alongside a bunch of other projects. The Lesbian Lover crochet bag series that I was doing, a bunch of other Lesbian Lover vests that I was making. I also cast on the mango vest, another one of the unique pieces that I'm really proud of, around that time as well. So I was working on a lot of different things, but I was also working on these jumpers. And on the 13th of May was when I finished the front and the back panel of the sun jumper. So I was really excited because then that meant I could seam it together. Washed it, blocked it after seaming it together, and I had Rachel try it on just to see where I was at. And that was where everything went wrong. This was the 20th of May, so about a week after I finished seaming. And that was when I discovered that gauge is really, really important. You know, I'd done gauge swatches, but I kind of cut some corners when I was doing the gauge swatch for this one, and it just bit me in the ass, basically. When I had her try it on, it ended up looking like a tunic, more like a dress, like a mini dress than a jumper. The shoulders were quite narrow, and it just, the sizing was all wrong. If you look at the video, you can see it's all wrong. Bear in mind, this was like after I'd done what the front and the back panel are over 50,000 stitches in total. So that's after 50,000 stitches in. It's, when working with pretty big stakes like this, just do the gauge swatch properly. This is a note to my future self. It was at that point I realised there was not really any way of saving it. You know, this was a project that I had a vision in mind. I knew what I wanted it to look like. I couldn't just, you know, tell myself, oh, it's okay. And I feel like pretty much any artist's a perfectionist in that sense. When you have a vision, you want to fully realise it, because there's no way I'm going to knit 50,000 more stitches if it's not coming out the way I want it to. So I decided to undo it all and it was really painful and it also took so long. I think if I remember correctly, I didn't even undo it all in one sitting. I undid some of it, then I thought, okay, whatever, I can't even look at this anymore. So I used the balls of yarn that I still had to restart it and recast it on. And it was only when I ran out of yarn that I properly undid it all, because it was to the point where I just couldn't even look at it. It had been, what, 3 months of working on it non-stop, so it was pretty painful. Undoing it was quite a turning point for me, because you can, yeah, you can imagine how frustrating it was. So it kind of went from being a project that I worked on mainly to being a project that I kind of just worked on when I could force myself to do it and not feel so frustrated. So a few other projects came to the forefront. I finished There's Nothing Sweeter Than Lesbian Love vest. I finished the mango vest. I made a few other things really, but I kind of pushed this a bit to the background. But I did still work on it. I kept on working on it, clearly, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Working on it the second time round, I did feel like I was going crazy a little bit, just because if you can imagine, I've been staring at that design for a really long time. I was getting really sick of it, and yeah, I pretty much worked on it in the background until I finished the mango vest. And I finished the mango vest at the beginning of September. So it was kind of a background project until then. And when the mango vest was done, I just got serious with myself. I need to finish this, because there are also other projects that I have in my brain that I also want to do. So I can't let this just be something that I'm doing for years and years and years. So that's when I got serious with it, and to try and make myself not bored of the design, I worked on both panels at the same time. So I think I started with the moon panel, and then I also cast on one of the sun panels, just anything to make it mentally easier. And so yeah, and I took it on trains, I took it to uni, I took it any time that I had really. If I had a spare like 20 minutes even, I would knit it, and I was just working on it constantly. I also did a marathon knitting video. That was when I was quite near the end of making it. I just thought to myself, I can finish this, I can finish this. And the only way I can finish this is if I force myself to sit here for 6 hours and do it. So I did that, and that did help. I eventually finished both jumpers, finished blocking them on the 12th of November, so about a month ago. I can't even explain to you how relieving it was. I was really happy with it, and it was, yeah, it's been how many months? Oh, bro, I don't even know how many months, but a long time. So it was really amazing to finish it, and when I tried it on, I was so happy with the fit and everything. And yeah, I was just really, really happy that I decided to redo it, because it meant that I didn't sacrifice on my vision. This project has taught me a lot, I think, and that's one thing that I really value about kind of the things that I make at the moment, is I feel like I'm leaving each project having learned something that I can then apply to the next project that I work on. I think one thing that these jumpers have really taught me is just the value of not compromising on what it is that I want to make. There were multiple points where either I cut corners and it kind of, I learned the hard way, like with the fitting and having to redo it, or I really wanted to finish it, and I just wanted to leave out some stuff that I didn't think, I thought, oh, okay, it doesn't matter if I don't do that. I just want to get it done. One example of that was with the neckline. So the neckline is a rolled neckline. Basically, I knit it and then like folded it in and sewed it on. I've never done one of those before. This was my first time doing one. And when it got to the neckline bit, you're in the last stretch and you really just want to be done with it. So part of me was like, okay, should I just stop here? I don't want to be knitting 20 something rows of ribbing. I actually just want to be finished with this. So part of me wanted to just stop there. But again, I knew that I wanted the rolled neckline because I liked how cozy it looked. And I had to remind myself that every single design choice in these jumpers, every seemingly just like simple style choice had a reason. The me that was designing it thought, okay, I like how rolled necklines look like. Never done one before, but I feel like it will really add to the vibe that I want these jumpers to have. I want them to look cozy. I want them to look comfortable. So even if it just felt like a simple thing that I could remove to the me that really just wanted to be done with it, it would have been something that I probably would have regretted even just a little bit, and something that I felt like would have detracted from what I wanted to make. So I decided to go for it and do 20-something rows of annoying ribbing. Another example of that was with the stars. So you can see they kind of just like embroidered on. Again, that was something that happened right at the end after I'd seamed up the jumpers, after everything had been done. That was the last step. So you can imagine how tempted I was to just say, you know, it's not needed. I even asked Rachel, you know, what do you think about it? I did a few of those stars and I was like, you know, what do you think? Do you think I should do all of the stars, or do you think I can just leave them without the stars? And she really loved how the stars look, and I really loved how the stars look, and I knew that I really, really wanted them there. But I just wanted to hear her say, it doesn't matter. But she didn't say that. But again, it's something I'm really happy with because it adds to the overall design. You know, when I designed the pattern for this, it had the stars on, and I'm glad that I made it with the stars because I would have been disappointed otherwise. Not to flog the point too much, but I think, especially with social media and how fiber art and, you know, crafting, and I'm specifically talking about crochet and knitting, by the way, so I know there's other fiber art, but that's the ones I'm specifically talking about. How it's kind of been shown on social media, there's this emphasis on finishing things really, really quickly, showing all the things that you've made, and it should be like 20 things. And there's not anyone specifically saying that, but when you see people constantly finishing something new every other day, it kind of does make you feel like as if there's no merit to working on something for this long. And I did find myself over the course of making it wanting to rush myself and wanting to hurry up and, you know, worrying, oh my God, how much is this going to cost? Who's even going to buy it for the price that I list it up if I am spending this many hours on it? And I had to keep on reminding myself, that's not why I make this. That's not why I knit. That's not why I make art. That's not why these ideas come to me or why I put all this energy into making these ideas. It's not because I want to sell it for as cheap as possible or because I want to show myself as someone who makes things super quickly. Because I have these ideas and I want to see if I can challenge myself to make them a reality. So again, these jumpers taught me that, and they really put me in a position where I had to keep reminding myself of the values that I had when it comes to making art. So yeah, that's kind of what it was like making them. Just a little note on the jumpers themselves. Like I said, they are each 100,248 stitches, all hand knit, designed by me. I will not be selling a pattern, don't ask please. Yeah, everything done by me since March all the way till November. I'm really proud of them. They're really comfortable, made with 100% wool and some scrap acrylic yarn, I think, but it's only like very little, just because, you know, I like to use up my stash. But yeah, I'm really, really proud of them. They're available on my site. I also have prints of these jumpers, which is something that I did really recently because I've seen a few other fibre artists do it as well. And I thought that was a cool way of, you know, people displaying the stuff that I made. So I have prints made of them, as well as the mango vest, if you're interested in that. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.